Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification.
Okay guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to our YouTube channel. In this tutorial we are going to make a practical of data exfiltration in digital forensic. Actually, before I carry on with the meaning of data exfiltration, how data exfiltration can be done, let me give you some two requirements for you to carry out this practical session. You need actual two softwares. I can say you need three requirements. Number one, you need FTK Imager. Number two, you need Outlook Viewer. Let me show you this. You need Outlook Viewer, and the third requirement, you need an image you are making forensic, right? So before we carry on, let me give you the meaning of data exfiltration. I can say by the definition, data exfiltration is just the it is a stealing of a sensitive file, right? It might be from one company to another. So that is actually the meaning of data exfiltration. Ways of which data exfiltration can be done. In most cases, data exfiltration can be done by email. I mean, an attacker can use email to transfer file, but also can use different network protocol if if the stealing of a file is remotely, but if it is in a local environment, a file can be stolen by USB drive, right? So those are the most three ways, or I can say two ways, of which someone can steal file from computer. It might be remotely, where someone can use a network protocol like SSH, email, and so on. But it can be from, the stealing of a file physically from computer, by physical being able to access a computer, and this can be done by USB drive, or I can say external, and other some removable devices which can be able to transfer the file, right? So that is the meaning of data exfiltration, or I can say file exfiltration, and the ways of which file exfiltration can be done. It can be done remotely, where attacker cannot access the computer, but it can be in a local environment whereby attacker can access the computer, right? So far so nice. We know the meaning of file extraction, and we know ways of which attacker can steal a sensitive file from an organization. So after knowing the meaning and the ways of data exfiltration, let me give you a scenario, and this is bedrock for our today's practical video. Here you can say the case document exfiltration. A spreadsheet containing confidential information was posted as an attachment in technical support forum of a competitor's website. The spreadsheet came from CFO Jean's computer. We are given a copy of a spreadsheet with the name Bra, right? Question to answer: how did the document get on the competitor's website? That's question. Here is the spreadsheet. So this is just a snapshot of spreadsheet which was stolen, right? So summary of interview. The president of company was Alson, right? And these are the answers a president answered during the interview. President Alson said, "I didn't know what Jean is talking about. I never asked Jean for the spreadsheet. I never received the spreadsheet by the email." And Jean CFO said, "Alson asked me to prepare the spreadsheet. as part of new funding round. Alison asked me to send the spreadsheet to her by email. That is all I know. So here you can see there is a contradiction of explanation provided by Alison and explanation provided by Jean after an interview. So Alison say, I never asked you about the Excel sheet of company's employee with full of their names, salary and other confidential information, but Jean says you are the one who asked me to you are the one who asked me to share this file with you. So as soon as an incident happened, so as investigator, I mean digital forensic investigator, created a logical image of Jen's computer, right? And let me show you. This is a file. So this is the Jean logical file. I mean the image of Jean's computer. So we're going to make analysis of this logical file by using FTK Imager, but we know that for the case of document exfiltration, there are two possible ways. Either attacker was transferred the file remotely, which can be done by email or any network protocol like SSH, VNC, and whatever. But also we know if attacker was able to access the computer physical, means possible the attacker transferred a file by using USB drive, right? But here if we listen the email, you can see I never received the spreadsheet by email. So this narrowed down our scope of investigation in this forensic case. So we know that we are going direct to hit, I mean we are going direct to investigate the emails, right? So we are not going to investigate the network protocol like SSH, VNC, and whatever. So we are going straightforward to make an investigation of email. So this is how we do. So I'm going to open my FTK Imager, right? This is my FTK Imager. Make sure you download it, right? This is a great tool for digital forensic, right? So let me copy the path of my images. Then I click here on add evidence item. Then I click on image file. As I've told you that as soon as possible the incident happened, the investigator examiner created an image of Jean computer, right? So let me load it. I browse the path of image file. Okay, so this is Jean's image. I open it, then finish, right? So far so nice. Our image file is loaded. So what I would like to do is let me verify the integrity of this image file to check out if it was tempered since the creation date, right? Want to see if there was or if there is any tempering of this image. As long as we are doing investigation, it might be in disk forensic, USB forensic, computer forensic, ASAP. As soon as possible an image is created, there is I can say there is SHA-1 and MD5 signature. So this MD5 and the SHA-1 signature should remain throughout the time of investigation. So once this signature changes, means that there is a modification of a file. You are doing investigation on it, right? That's why we advise when you're doing forensic, make sure you have a backup of image file. So once you are doing investigation and you have recognized that a file is tampered, you go to a backup, copy the file, and call out with your investigation. So here what we are doing is to verify the SHA-1 and MD5 signature. If they match, yes, we call on. But if they mismatch, we exit the game and try out to find if we made a backup of image file, right? It takes some few minutes, but still we are getting some few description of the importance of making backup of your image file and the importance of verifying the MD5 signature and the SHA-1 signature. So here you can see verify result match. So this is MD5, right? MD5 signature when created and here when installed. So everything is okay. So I cross this. After verifying that the MD5, I mean the signature of image file is okay, so here I'm going to do something. Let me click here, let me click on view, right? Then let me click on properties. Okay, so what I can do here is let me click on load first. View, let me click on properties once again. Nothing I can see. Okay, let me click on root, right? Then I would like to go in documents and settings. I click here, right? After that I click on Gene, then I go in desktop. Now you can see this is a file which was, I can say, was stolen, was exfiltrated. And here you can see date modified was 20 of June 2008. So let me come here in application data. After that I go to Microsoft. Let me try it. Okay, to get the file image, I mean to get the emails of this computer, we need to follow this step. After clicking on Gene, we go in local setting, right? Then we go in application data. After that we go in Microsoft. After that we go in Outlook, and here you can see outlook.pst, right? I click on it, then I export. I would like to export it on desktop, then I click OK, right? So here we're done. This, it contains the archives of all email in Outlook, right? As you heard about the scenario of the case that Alson is denying that he didn't emailed or he didn't requested Gene to send the spreadsheet of employees information after exporting outlook.pst. So let's go on desktop where we exported it and open it with Outlook viewer. As I told you in a previous minutes of this tutorial that make sure you have downloaded FTK Imager and you have downloaded Outlook viewer, right? So this is a file we exported, so by default it open up with an application which is called the Outlook viewer. So I click on it, then it open. So here it open up and these are the inbox of Gene, right? So what you want to do is to find if it was true. Alson texted, I mean emailed Gene to ask for the spreadsheet, right? So Here, what I would like to do here, I would click on search, and I will click on Alson. Nothing. So let me click on inbox, then search for Alson. Okay. So let me search for this. I'd like to search for Alson. Okay, let me click on this email. Let me click here. Let me click here. So once I read this email, you can see one of potential investor that have been dealing with has asked me to get a background check of our current employees. Apparently they recent had some problem at some other company. Could you please me put together for a spreadsheet specifying each of employee, their current salary and their social security number? Please do that. Please do not mention this to anyone, right? So here you can see in interview question, Alson say, I never asked Jean, but here what we can see is email from Jean is email from Alson asking Jean. Let me click on headers, right? So here also you can see email to Jean from Alson, right? So let me click here. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'll need that information now. This VC guy is being very insistent. Can you please reply me with the information I requested? So this was like emphasizing, but here what you can see here, it is written Alson, but here it is tukogeorge.gmail. so here you get the sense of email phishing, right? Tukogeorge. And once you click on header, here you can see to Jean from Tukogeorge. So in the bracket Alson, but this was not Alson, right? This email was spoofed. So let me click here. You can see things. So let me click on sent email. So here in inbox we have verified that there was an email from Alson requesting for a spreadsheet of employee information. So let's prove on sent email to check out if was it true, or was it true that Jean shared a spreadsheet. So let me search here. So let me click. Okay. Let me search. You can see, please send me information now. So to Alson, this was his spreadsheet shared. I have attached the information that you have requested to this email message. You can see from Alson to Jean. And hi Jean, I'm sorry, and whatever you can read here. But let me click on headers. You can see this is Jean, and this was an attachment. So here what we can prove is that it's true. Jean shared a spreadsheet of employee to Alson, but why Alson the CEO is denying? Let me give you a concept of email spoofing, right? Email spoofing is the creation of email message with forged sender address. The core email protocol do not have a mechanism for authentication, making it common for spam and phishing email to use spoofing to mislead or even prank the recipient about the origin of this message. So from our investigation point of view, we can say that the email was spoofed, right? the sender address was forged. You can see that once Jean received email, it seems like it is an email from Alson, but it is spoofed, it is forged, right? Attacker is just pretending to send information as if he or she is Alson. So a best conclusion from our digital forensic research of document exfiltration, we can say this was email spoofing. This was email phishing attack, but Alson did not request Jean to send the email, and Alson did not receive that email. Thank you. I hope you have understood. Right? I can just put a short summary of what we have covered because I can see the tutorial is somehow long. Actually, the task of this video was to make an investigation by using digital forensic to examine document exfiltration case where a file linked in competitor website, trying to know how it get out of Jean's computer. So we made a few steps using FTK Imager and Outlook Viewer, and we came to a conclusion that this was just a phishing attack, email phishing attack, where attacker was able to forge, the address to authenticate as if he was Alson but was not Alson. So actually that is the end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, put comment, share and subscribe. If you need resource for this tutorial, you can kindly comment below, then I'll check out on how I can upload them. Right? Thanks. See you in the next tutorials.
Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notification.